Today, what we are doing is using the rational root theorem. Pretty much what this is like a last resort to find roots. Kind of like the last resort to factor was the quadratic formula. This is like the last resort to find roots. Why is it crazy? That just means etc. etc. Just, it's okay. Breathe. 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 Okay. Okay. So this will work always to find roots. It's just can be tedious if you can solve it a simpler way like we've done before with our when we factor with x squared
You look like
and then x to the fourth. She didn't have an extra?
She said she gave away 2.
Oh, sorry.
She said this she was sorry.
She probably is sorry. Okay, so this will always work, but it's kind of like a last resort. So always check to see if you can do it an easier way. So this problem right here, 2x to the third minus x squared plus 2x plus 5, we're going to try to factor by grouping. Okay? Quick recap, split it in half. What can I pull out of the left side?
2.
X squared.
X squared. What am I left with?
7x.
2x minus 1. Can I pull anything out of the right-hand side? No, which means I'm left with 2x plus 5. Do those match? No. So grouping does not work. Okay, when grouping doesn't work, use this thing we're going to do, p's over q's. Okay? Use this rational right there. Okay, I want you to write down P is our constant. Okay? Q is our leading coefficient. Okay. Constants are things that are not multiplied by x. They're normally at the right-hand side of our equation. Leading coefficients at the left with our highest degree. Okay? They should always be in the right order. Sometimes they're not. Okay. So what we do is first find our constant. Okay? If I look at this 2x cubed minus x squared plus 2x plus 5, what is my constant? What number?
2.
The thing not multiplied by x? 5. The one on the way right. 5 is my constant. Okay. Q, my leading coefficient, would be what, Andrew? 2. Okay. Everybody with me so far?
Kind of, but how come we didn't do -1? For P.
You only care about front and back. I do not have an extra note packet.
Where have you been?
So our constant is at the back, leading coefficient at the front. Okay. What we now need to do is find the factors of our constant term. So what are the factors of 5? 5 and 1. Okay. What we're going to do is add plus and minuses. Because if I have a negative and a negative, I still get a positive, right? Okay.
Right.
So that's my list of factors for my constant. What about my Q? What are the factors of 2? 2 and 1. So we're going to write plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2. Okay, are we okay to there?
Yes.
Okay, to list all the possible rational roots, all we have to do is take each of these p's and divide it by each of the q's on the bottom. Okay? So 1 divided by 1 is what? 1. So we're going to write plus or minus 1. 5 divided by 1 is 5, so I have plus or minus 5. Okay, now I also need to divide by 2. 1 divided by 2 gives me a half.
Does it have to be plus or minus?
Yep, it has to be plus or minus. Yep. And then 5 over 2, so plus or minus 5 over 2.
Because it's like a square root, right? Because you like root.
Because when we multiply, like if I have a positive number, it can be a negative times a negative. Or if I have, like, if that was a minus 5, I'd have to multiply to negative. So I could use any combination of plus and minus.
Okay, that makes no sense, but it's fine.
Just straight plus or minus.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. So these are all my possible roots. Okay, I have 2, 4, 6, 8 possible roots. How many roots do I actually have? 3. So my 3 roots come from these possible 8. Okay, these are my possible solutions. They're not all solutions, only 3 of them are. But that list of 3 comes from there. Okay? Does that kind of make sense?
This is such
Yeah.
a long process.
That made very much sense.
Sort of. It's kind of weird, but like.
It
I
is.
feel like this is a waste of
Where did that first one come from?
This one,
Yeah.
because the factors of 5 are 1 and 5.
Oh. Okay,
So
I understand.
since 1 is always a factor of everything, you'll always repeat this whole list of p's. You know what I mean?
So like if it was a 4, would you have to put 1, 4, 2?
Yep.
So 1, 4, 2.
Okay. So the first one just asks us to find the possible solutions. Okay. This second one, we're actually going to find the solutions. Okay. You can try to solve by grouping. It's not going to work. That's why we have to use this. Okay.
Yep.
So my constant term, my p, is what?
15.
Constant back.
Oh,
2.
2.
What's my leading coefficient?
15.
15. Okay. What are the factors of 2?
2 and 1.
2 and 1. So I got plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2. Okay. 15 has a lot more possibilities.
5 and 3, 15.
1, 3, 5, 15. Yep. Plus or minus 1, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 5, plus or minus 15. Okay. So the factors of my constant, factors of my coefficient. Okay. So this is step 1. List your factors. Step 2. List your possible roots. Take your p's, each p divided by each q. Okay? 1 divided by 1.
This is a long process.
It is. 2 divided by 1.
2.
1 divided by 3. 2/3. 1/5. 2/5. 1/15. 2/15.
Wow, that looks pretty.
Stinks, I know.
What kind of solution is that?
They're possible solutions.
Oh, well, yeah. I guess. It's a little
Okay.
weird.
You gonna tell us there's another way of answering this now?
Well, we haven't answered anything yet.
Oh my.
Okay. Questions on where the list came from?
I gotta check all of
No.
Does
Do
the
we
Okay.
have
What?
Do we have to write plus or minus for each and every single one of them?
Can we like just do it for once?
I mean, I've read each and every one of them.
Can we just
Wow.
go like
Do we
make
do
plus
like
or
a
minus
guess
on
and
fun
check
and say?
thing, or what?
Okay. So now you look at this. Step 3 says use synthetic substitution to find a root. Okay? Just me maybe, but I definitely would not use a fraction. So,
Sounds either one
let's
or
start with like
1.
1. That sounds
Wow.
awesome. Here's a recap of synthetic substitution.
Oh, it's a this thing?
Take your coefficients, 15, negative 32, 3, and 2. Does this look kind of familiar?
More or less.
I'm confused.
So you're saying, okay,
Oh,
so
are
where
we
do
over
the
to
roots
this?
come from?
No, sorry,
comes
Cam,
from
I don't.
This is the word.
this,
Oh.
our coefficients.
Where are these zeros and nines?
I don't think we have enough.
I remember this.
We do. Wasn't that bad?
Last section.
Okay, bring your first number down.
Next one's 32.
Multiply 1 times 15. 15. Add, we get negative 17.
We did
Negative
this
17 times 1.
Wait, what?
How do you multiply?
You
last-
want me to do it?
Slow her down.
Can you
bro.
like
Add,
Okay.
Okay, so from 15.
multiply.
15 times
No,
That
how
goes
you go
here.
down, you just dropped it?
You
Okay.
always drop the first one down.
And then you multiplied it by 1.
Multiply by our number up here.
And then you subtract. Or
Add.
Why is it always add?
It's always add.
Okay.
Bring it down.
And then you multiply it again.
Multiply. Add.
Oh, I remember this.
Multiply. Yeah.
No.
What's my remainder?
Too much. I don't even.
Negative 12.
Negative 12. If I have a remainder,
Also last one.
do I have a root? Is that number a root?
No.
No. What number would I have to have as a remainder?
Find a zero.
Yeah, our remainder would have to be 0 in order for it to be a root.
So
So you're saying I'm gonna do at least 3 more of these on this little tiny.
No, we don't.
So we're done.
No.
Always say
Didn't
it's not
say that.
possible, right?
So I say 1 is not a root. What should we try next? How about 2?
I want to do what? So we have to do all of those?
No.
I think
Let's
I'm
just
just
try
Just
2.
chill.
Just chill, everyone, chill.
Right idea. Chill. Okay, 15 times 2.
30.
If I add these two, I get, what's 2 times negative 2? What's negative 4 plus 3? Negative 1 times 2. What is my remainder?
That's a
That's a 0.
Wait a minute. You got a root.
Wait a minute.
This 3?
Not 30.
Because 2
Zero.
times 15 is 30.
Oh my
So now we still gotta do it.
Okay. Stop. Chill. You're saying stuff that's not even true.
Hey, yeah, it's
Okay, so 2 is a what?
Square.
No, wait.
Starts with an R.
We asked the question.
Remainder.
remainder.
Radical.
Root.
A root.
Of root.
So x equals 2 is one of my roots. Looking at my equation, how many roots should I have?
3.
3. Yes, Cam.
You said x equals 0 and you put it 2.
No, our remainder is 0,
Oh.
And
which
then-
is why 2 is a root.
Why?
Why not negative 2? Because that's what we got at the end.
No, zeros are a remainder. Okay, from here, do we remember how to work backwards to write equations? Yes.
When did we learn that?
Yeah, I
Last
guess
one,
as
right?
you were gone. Like
That's
always.
It was like the
Not
last
too much
one.
like
Okay,
Okay.
sorry, I'm involved in school activities.
X squared.
So negative 1 is our constant.
Minus X. Or minus 1.
This is my x. And 15 is my x squared. Always work backwards.
From the constant.
Okay,
it's always
so-
gonna be the
So can
constant.
you just go
If you ever
15
factor it
x
out like that,
squared minus
the number that's getting factored like at the end of the corner is always gonna be the
I don't
x.
remember, but I know there was.
If your remainder is 0, then this number is a root. Yep.
Okay.
Yes, Andrew.
So it's always gonna be like that. So it's gonna be
I
constant.
just remember
to the left of the remainder.
Get messed up.
Yep, so like your remainder goes here, but since it's 0, we don't write it.
So is that
I'm
the
screwed.
solution?
I'm screwed now.
Okay, so you've told me that we have 3 roots. I have found 1. The other 2 come from this. Okay? So no, you don't have to do it 3 times.
I would rather.
You wanna do it now?
I would not do it again. Okay, what is the only 2 numbers that multiply to 1?
1.
1. And it's 1.
So 1 has to go in back. What multiplies to 15 and is 2 away?
5.
5 and 3.
And
3.
3.
Oh.
Look at that. Okay, why does your 3x go in the first one? Doesn't matter?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Which one, if I have -2, which one should be plus and which one should be minus?
The right one should be plus.
You guess.
Because when you distribute, you get -5,
No, I
right?
knew that.
Okay.
I knew that.
Okay, from here, what should I set each of those parentheses sets each of 0.
What's up? I know what I'm doing.
Find your zeros now. Why?
Add 1 here, 3x equals 1, x equals 1/3, that's 2 roots.
What? Yes.
And here, 5x equals -1, x equals -1/5, that is all of my 3 roots.
What? Yes.
Yes. Okay,
So that's
fancy thing.
Okay, that says 1/3, right?
That's 1/3, this is -1/5. Those are all in our sets. 1/5,
That had nothing to
1/3.
do with the a and x to the n plus 2 n minus 1 x to the
your roots have to be in your possibles. Okay, if you get one that's not, you did something wrong.
But we didn't use that like scary thing at the
So,
Because
because you freaked out within 30 seconds over nothing.
Well, then
Yes,
why
30
the
seconds over
why the
nothing.
heck is this really long?
So basically, it's whatever gets next out here, that becomes this little equation.
I think you're
That's
asking
that's
questions
just
though.
how
That
it
makes
is.
break down.
Okay.
I'm not kidding that.
Did it-
Okay, one more problem.
Oh, okay.
That's just telling you to put them in order.
Wait, and we started with
From the
minus
biggest
and that's the old-
exponent
that's
to small.
Any day now.
Okay, shh, chill, chill, chill.
2.
Okay, I have 2x cubed plus x squared minus 7x minus 6. What is my constant?
-6.
-6. I just leave it positive because you're gonna write plus or minus anyway.
Oh.
You can write negative if you want. Doesn't really matter.
Oh, he's running
My
away.
leading coefficient is what?
2.
2.
Oh, okay, 2.
I need to find my factors of 6.
2,
Three,
1
and
and
2
6,
and 1 and
2
2.
and 3.
Factors of 2.
1 and 2.
Okay, that's step 1.
Oh, good.
Oh, yes.
Step 1 of 50.
Oh, there's not 50.
Wow.
Step 2. List our possible solutions. Divide them.
1.
So if I divide by 1, just copy your piece. Because when you divide by 1, you're going to get the same thing. So we get 1,
2.
2, 3, and 6. Okay.
So is it just the same as
I need to divide by 2 as well. So I've divided by 1 for all of them. Now I need to divide all of them by 2. So 1 divided by 2,
Plus or minus.
a half. What's 2 divided by 2?
1.
1. It's already in my set.
So you
Don't
don't
worry
have to put
about it. No.
Alright.
3 divided by 2. Gotta add that one. And 6 divided by 2 is 3, which is already in my set as well.
Wow.
Okay. Questions there? Okay. Somebody pick a root.
6.
Ooh, that was a good one.
No.
1.
3.
Always start low.
let's do
One.
1.
Did I hear -1?
Three.
Perfect.
That's exactly
What?
what I just said.
Thank you.
No,
See, the cool thing is I already know the answer, so I know what to pick.
She's guiding us.
Oh, you're supposed to.
She's gonna do the exact same thing on our test. Don't worry, guys.
Tell you which one to pick. Okay. What numbers go next to my little box?
all of
The first equation, initial one.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
1 and
This.
7.
2, 1, -7, -6.
Oh, I lied.
You did. It's okay.
We
You
forget.
can lie forever, Chris.
Bring your first one
Bring it
down.
Now it's -2.
Molly's over this. Okay, -2, then what?
1. Wait, do you subtract or add?
Add.
1. -1.
-1 times what? -1?
1.
It's 1.
-7 plus 1.
-6.
-1 times -6.
0.
0. Big fat 0.
Big
Awesome.
fat 0.
How
Okay,
many guesses?
write it backwards. -6 negative x 2x squared.
This is getting easier.
No, it's not.
Okay, my only factors of 2 are 1 and 2. I gotta figure out what goes in back. If I need to be 1 away, probably not 6 and 1.
So 2 and 3.
2 and 3, which one's gotta go where?
2 goes in
If-
that one.
If I
Goes
put
in
3
that one.
here, that's 6 and this is only 2. Is that gonna work? Put the 3 here, put the 2 here. I did listen.
You didn't know what one I was pointing to, so
Figure out plus and minuses. If I have a negative here, that's gonna be negative 4 plus 3, which works.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does. Last step.
You just gotta plug in a 0 in there.
Well, not plug in a 0, but set it equal to 0, yeah.
Deshaun, come on, buddy.
So, x equals negative 3 halves, x equals 2, and our 1 from over there, x equals negative 1. How many roots should I have?
That many. 2.
3.
That would be 3, Chloe.
Okay, that's what I said.
What?
What?
Trying to make sure.
Well, so
So how do we know if it's gonna be a negative 1 in that little square?
What did you plus or minus?
You gotta figure it out. I would always start with 1 and negative 1.
Where'd you get?
So wait, we just gotta guess then?
Equal to negative 1.
Yeah, next time.
That first one, you have to guess.
Where'd
What?
you get